Good morning, students. Myself, Dr.Usha Vyas. Today, my topic is the title of the play, The Candida. In here, I will discuss the title, its aptness and significance, or the play as a mystery and the secret in the poet's heart. The first point is a good title, its essentials. A good title is like the signboard of a shop. Just as the signboard indicates the contents of a shop, the goods which customers can purchase in it, so also good title should indicate the contents of the play. It should give the readers an idea of its basic theme. Shaw called the present play Candida and added a subtitle to it, a mystery. Both the main and the subtitle are apt and suggestive, for they indicate its central theme. Now the second point in this is Candida, the heroine of the play. Candida is the central character in the play. She is its most important character. She is its heroine and the play has been rightly named after her. She is wife of Reverend James Morrell, a clergy, and is always talking of her with love and admiration. As his typist, Miss Prossy puts it, Candida here, Candida there, and Candida everywhere. It's enough to drive anyone out of their senses to hear a woman rave about in that absurd manner merely because she has got good hair and a tolerable figure. As a matter of fact, Morel is dependent on her for the comfort and freedom from worry which he enjoys and which makes it possible for him to write beautiful sermons. The truth he is made to realize by the end of the play when he exclaims, "What I am you have made me with the labor of your hands and the love of your heart. You are my wife, my mother, my sister. You are the sum of all loving care to me." She is a good housewife, a good mother, and a loving, devoted wife. That is why she is so indispensable and her husband is so dependent on her. Now, the next point in this answer is the significance of her choice. Candida is a middle aged woman, but still she has a charming, fascinating personality. A young poet, a mere boy of 18, Eugenie Marchbanks is madly in love with her. He is one of James' discoveries and is one of the most intimate friend and a constant guest and visitor. Thus, Candida is center of the eternal triangle. There are two men in love with her, and she must choose one of them. Her choice constitutes the very center of the play, and the play ends as soon as the choice is made. She chooses Morel because he is weaker of the two. She decides to stay on with her husband and thus enables the dramatist to demonstrate the futility and inadequacy of romantic love. Her choice is also a measure of her sanity and balance. She is intelligent enough to realize that her husband is emotionally dependent on her, but the poet, who has always been neglected, can face the world alone. Now, the next point is the new woman, both the hero and the heroine of the play. Candida is Shaw's new woman, like Anne Whitfield in Man and Superman. She asserts her independence and she is able to control and manipulate the two men who have entered her life. She handles them and has her way with them as if they were two grown-up babies. Eugenie rightly remarks that she belongs to neither of them, she belongs to herself. When she is asked to choose between them, she ironically asks them, My friend, my lord and masters, what have you to offer for my choice? I am up for auction, it seems. What do you bid, James? The entire auction scene shows that she is the mistress of the situation, entirely self possessed, cool, and collected. Ultimately, she makes a choice and brings home to her husband the truth that he is dependent on her and not she on him. She thus establishes that she is both the hero and the heroine of the play, and the play has been rightly named after her. Now, the next point is the meaning of candida. As A.C. Ward points out, candida is a most unusual name and that it has a beating. The title Candida, however, gives a clue to the main purpose of Shaw's life. Candida, unlike Jane of Mary or Anne, is not a common English name. It is made up from the adjective candid, meaning frank or truthful. And to be frank and truthful concerning everything he wrote about was Shaw's main aim, just as it was Candida's aim in her dealing with her husband, the Reverend James Morel, and a young friend, the poet Eugenie Marchbanks. Candida, as her name signifies, is frank, honest, and truthful. She has no guilty conscience and so hides nothing. Guilt and secrecy are quite unknown to her. She frankly tells her husband that Eugenie is ready to fall in love with her. This she would never have done had her thoughts been guilty and impure. Further, she frankly tells her husband that he should put his faith in her love of him and not in her goodness and purity, for she would have willingly parted with them to Eugenie had she not loved him. This is something bold to say, and Morel is rightly shocked, but she does not hesitate to say it, for she is so frank, so truthful, so honest, and so entirely free from sinful thoughts. Now, the next point in this answer is the subtitle, The Mystery. The subtitle of the play, A Mystery, is equally right and suggestive. It is thought provoking and it creates suspense and arouses curiosity. In the end of the play, the poet goes out into the night, telling Morel and Candida, I have a better secret than that in my heart. And we are told that James and Candida do not know the secret in the poet's heart. What this secret is remains a mystery. The dramatist has provided no clue for the unraveling of this mystery. We can only guess. Different critics have given different explanations of this mystery. According to A.C. Ward, a critic, more than one mystery might be found here, but the chief is that the apparently weak and dependent poet is really far stronger in spirit than Candida's physically robust and self-assured husband, whose preaching fortifies the spirit of countless others. Candida's long speech at the end of the auction scene reveals to Marchbanks a life of domestic dependence and contentment which his lonely spirit would be imprisoning and disgusting. He discovers at that moment the secret of life for him lies in the willing abandonment of hope. Only by abandoning hope in personal relationships can he secure freedom from the pains and jealousies and desolations that they would breed in him. A poet's life is in his poetry. Every artist's life is in his art. not in a state of domestic bliss, which includes peeling of onions, trimming of lamps, and tending of children. He has realized the hollowness of married life and has learned to live without happiness such as that of morale. He has realized that the true happiness of an artist is in his art, and henceforth he must be devoted to his art and art alone. The secret which he carries in his heart is the realization of the futility of humdrum prosaic life, as morals are likely to lead. Maybe he also realized that in truth Candida loves him and would have come out with him, but for social conventions which bind her and which prevent free and uninhibited action. Now we will see Duffin's view. H.C. Duffin takes into account the views of Shaw, the institution of marriage and family as a whole, and shows that for Shaw's home is its word in self-destroying and at best only a temporary stage on the way to the goal of a wider citizenship. In Major Barbara, Cousins and Barbara Undershift agree that there are larger loves and divine dreams than those of the fireside. And Marchbanks suggests that same idea in his last words. Now we will see Sen Gupta's view. S.C. Sen Gupta also agrees with this view and writes, the conclusion of the drama calls for special comment. What Shaw aims at this and many other dramatists is the exposure of the hollowness of conventional respectability and its ideal of happiness. If Candida had gone away with Eugenie, it would have been a sensational, melodramatic conclusion, no doubt. But Shaw adopts the more dramatic method of attacking domestic life from within. Candida returns to her husband and lives a respectable wife of a respectable gentleman, and the appearances are kept up. But we know that things are not what they seem, and the most respectable they seem on a superficial view, the more hollow does their happiness appear to a searching scrutiny. Though they live in happiness, there is no nobility in it. It is the poet alone which has learned to live without happiness, who knows that life is nobler than that. And now I will conclude. Thus, both the main and the subtitle of the play are apt and suggestive and thought provoking. They arrest attention and excite curiosity. This is all for today, students. Thank you.